Hi, welcome to Clinical Exercise by Through Life Physiotherapy. My name is Helen Lowe and I'm really pleased that you've chosen to do a workout with me today. Today's workout you can do from home and you don't need any special equipment for it. If you have an exercise mat, that might make things a little bit more comfortable for you, but you will be able to do this even just on the carpet at home. Let's start with our warm-up. The first exercise in our warm-up today is with your back against the wall, and we're doing overhead arms. Bringing your arms up and down. Let's breathe in and out. This is a warm-up through your shoulders, but also a warm-up for your posture. Continue those arms up and down. You might like to take your feet a little bit further away from the wall. You want your bottom or hips pressing against the wall, a slight gap behind your lower back and your upper back touching the wall. Continue arms up and down. When your arms come up, don't stick your ribs out here. Keep them drawn in, drawing in your tummy muscles. I'm going to go side on so you can see what's happening behind my back. My knees are a little bent. I've got a very slight arch in my upper back. Arms coming up and down. Breath in and out. We're now going to change this to circles of the arms. So staying in your same position against the wall, feet a little bit forward, knees slightly bent, tummy muscles drawn in, breathing in and now out and circling your arms around against the wall. Breath in and out. Let's get a little bit more work in the upper back and shoulders now. So as your hands come around to the side, I want you to be thinking about lowering your shoulders here, squeezing your shoulder blades into your back. I'm going to let you see what that would look like from the back. So as my arms come up, my shoulders go up a little bit, around to the side, and my shoulder blades are now squeezing down into my back. A lovely big space between my earlobes and my shoulders. 2 to go. We're going to do some squats now. Let's get our legs warmed up. Coming down into a squat. As you're squatting, let your hips go backwards. Your heels are staying on the ground. Your knees are not pushing past your toes. Keeping your knees on top of your toes. You don't need to turn. I'm just doing that so you can see my alignment. Your knees and feet should be just slightly wider apart than your hips. Check your own knees. They might be doing this. Don't let that happen. Keep your knees as wide apart as your feet are. Drawing through your tummy muscles again. Keeping your head and chest up, but your bottom pushes back. If you want to work a little harder with these squats, you can bring your arms up in front. 4 to go. 3, 2, and 1. Some more warming up for our shoulders now. We're going to do push-ups against the wall. So you're going to turn around, hands nice and wide on the wall and doing a push-up. If you've got a mat, make sure that you're not standing on it because it would make you slip. So hands nice and wide out into a push-up. Your hands should be just slightly lower than your shoulders. Engage your tummy muscles and into the push-up. Let's do 3 more. Don't let your bottom stick out like this. Keep your whole body moving forward. Keeping your arms straight against the wall now. Now we're going to do some push-ups that are just from the shoulder, like this. But you'll have your hands against the wall. Can you see my shoulder blades are squeezing together in my upper back, and then I push away, squeeze and push. This is a great way to build the stability and strength around your shoulder blades. Continuing in this same position, we've now got a leg movement to do. This is called front support. So make sure your feet are a little bit away from the wall, so you're leaning into the wall with one leg, bringing it forward and back. Let's change to the other side. Keeping your tummy muscles strong and your lower back still. So you're not moving through your body stays still, just the leg moving. If you need to use the wall for balance, with this you can. We're going to take the leg straight out to the back now. More warming up for the glutes, tummy muscles strong. Very good. Let's change to the other leg. The leg's going straight back behind you. If you have got the balance, do it without holding onto the wall. You can just have your hands out in front a little bit, or hands on your hips. So my leg is going straight back behind me. Now changing to leg out to the side. Again, if you want to hold onto the wall, you can. If you can manage it without, just taking your leg out to the side. Excellent. Feel yourself standing tall through this hip. Our tendency is to want to sort of slouch through that hip. Don't let that happen. Squeeze a little through your bottom. Unlock your standing knee slightly so you're really using all the muscles of your standing leg. And let's change that to the other side. If you're pregnant or recently had a baby and have aches and pains through your pelvis, for this section, I would prefer that you tapped your foot on the ground like this rather than doing a lot of standing on one leg. You can also, when you're doing the backwards ones, make that a tap on the ground as well. But let's continue our reps to the side. And our final warm-up exercise in standing today is lunges. So stand with one foot forward, one foot back. The back foot, you're up on your toe. Draw your tummy muscles in. We're going to bend both legs, coming down to the ground. I'm not pushing forwards, I'm going straight down, so my back leg's doing half the work, keeping my chest up. If I want to, I can put my arms out in front to help me balance, or hold onto the wall. Again, if you have a lot of pain in your pelvis and you're pregnant, then please change this to another round of squats. Otherwise, let's finish our lunges. And changing legs. Front foot is flat, back foot up on the toe, toes are pointing forwards on both legs, stomach muscles are on, shoulders are relaxed, and let's lunge. This is the last exercise of our warm-up. If you're wanting to make your workout a bit longer today, then I encourage you to skip back to the start now and repeat all those warm-up exercises again. 3, 2, last one. I hope your whole body's feeling really warmed up. We've done a bit for our shoulders and upper back, our core and our legs. In the next section of the class, we're going to be heading down onto the mat. Great job with your warm-up. You've done that whole sequence through once or maybe twice now. Now it's time to come down onto your mat or onto the carpet and do a workout that's going to give you lots of focus on your tummy muscles, on your shoulders and on your hips. This workout is designed for people who are not pregnant. If you'd like a pregnant workout, please find a video specifically for that. Starting up on your knees. Lift up through your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor muscles. If you're not sure how to do that, please watch my video that teaches you how to correctly engage your pelvic floor and your deep abdominals. Let's do thigh stretch. So you're going to lean backwards and come up straight. You'll see that I'm pivoting through my knees. My bottom and hips and body are all staying in one straight line. Let's bring some arms into this now. Arms up front, leaning back and coming up. Each time you lean back, lift your pelvic floor, engage through your core. Excellent, let's hold it. Come back and hold for a breath. And out. Hold it for a second breath. And out. Lovely. And continue. 2 breaths. And up. You'll certainly feel this burning through the front of your thighs, but if you go back far enough, you will also feel it through your core. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, your neck is relaxed. Up, and just 1 more repetition now. How are those thighs feeling? Hopefully they're burning a little bit. Well done. Come down onto your mat now, onto your hands and knees. In this position, again, feel that your tummy muscles are drawing in. Your shoulders are on top of your hands and your knees are on top of your hips. Don't let your shoulders shrug up, keep them down and push your chest away from the floor. You're going to take one leg out to the side and down. Have your eyes to the mat. In front of your fingertips helps make your neck nice and long. Tuck the chin in slightly. I'll show you this exercise from another angle so you can see what my leg is doing. This exercise is affectionately known as the fire hydrant. It's a great way to be working through your glute med, really important pelvic stabilizer, important muscle in the hip. Last one. Let's do the other leg now. Taking it out and in. You'll notice as I'm doing this, I'm really trying quite hard to keep my pelvis still. If I had a glass of water balanced here on my back, I wouldn't be spilling a drop. So our tendency is to want to rock like this. Don't let that happen. Keep this nice and still. The one leg going out to the side. Well done. Let's do 5 more on this leg. Very nice. Moving on now to Supermans, or Supergirl if you like. We'll start with just the legs. Sliding one leg out to the back and down. So I'm stretching my leg out, then lifting it, bringing it down and in. Swapping to the other side. And swap. Think about that glass of water again, balanced on your back. So you don't want your hips to wiggle side to side, pelvis staying really still. Also, as you lift your leg, don't let your back dip down like that. Keep the same amount of curve here in your back, whatever's comfortable for you. Some people like quite a flat back, like this. That's fine if that feels good on your back. Some people like a slight lumbar lordosis or curve in the lower back. If you're ready to make this more difficult, we're going to add in the arms. Lift the opposite arm to your leg. If you're repeating this video or you know it well, hopefully you've done the arms and legs from the start. If you're still finding this a little bit easy, then a great trick for making it harder is to pick your feet up off the floor and continue like that. It makes it quite a bit more wobbly and tricky to do. Don't let your hips swing side to side. No cheating. This is never done quickly. Nice and slow and steady. Great, Supermans. We're going to turn over into a sitting position now. Hands behind you, legs out in front of you, and we're going to push up into a reverse bridge here. Pushing up. Find a position that's comfortable for your wrists. Some people prefer to be on their fists, like that, that's fine. Some prefer to be on their hands. Do what's comfortable for your hands and wrists. Now if that feels quite easy, let's try it now with the legs out straight. Pushing up and down, excellent. Up and down. You've still got your tummy muscles drawing in. This can be quite a strong one on your shoulders, so if your shoulders are not so strong, keep it really small. Your bottom might be lifting only just off the mat. If you are finding this easy, this is the challenge I'd like you to add. To lift one leg, lift the other leg. If you can, keep lifting. If you need to, put your bottom down in between two kicks. Great effort. Keep breathing. Fabulous. Bringing your bottom down. Give those wrists a shake out. We're going to give those wrists a bit of a rest now because we have been leaning on our hands for a few exercises. Coming down to lying on your back now. We're going to do something called hundreds. It's a very traditional Pilates exercise. And it's incredibly important that we get our pelvic floor and our core working well for us in this exercise. So before you do anything else, engage through your pelvic floor and gently draw your tummy muscles in flat. You're going to then have your eyes up to the ceiling and lifting from the center of your chest, lifting your head up. Your hands are going to reach past your hips, and this is our basic starting position. When you look down at your tummy should be staying flat, drawing in. Remember, these are not exercises for you if you're pregnant. And then we're going to gently start pulsing our hands. I like to think of this as like my arms bouncing on a cloud. Keep breathing. Keep lifting your pelvic floor, drawing in your tummy. If you feel like your tummy and pelvic floor have let go, then take a break. Put your head down, re-engage. Lift your pelvic floor, draw in and flatten your stomach. Lift your head up, and then continue. If you've been doing my classes for a while, you might be ready to do something a little bit harder, in which case, take one leg to tabletop. If you can still keep your tummy flat, keep going like this. If your tummy is pushed out, then put your foot back down again. If you can, lift your other leg to tabletop. Keep those hundreds arms going, and remember, if you need a rest, if you've lost that control, place one foot down, put your head down and re-engage. Pelvic floor, tummy, shoulders are down. Reach, pulse, and bring the second leg up. Never push through what you can't manage. And remember, if you're not sure what your tummy's doing, go back and watch my video about how to correctly work your tummy and pelvic floor. There's lots of tricks in that video for how to make sure you're working it correctly in different positions. If you are an advanced exerciser in this method, then let's come up higher and bring two legs up straight. I find this quite hard to keep the correct control through my abdominals, so only take that one if you can see that your tummy's still drawing it flat. And always finish this exercise well. Keep it drawn in. Head down, one leg down, other leg down. When you're doing that exercise, you might find your neck muscles get a little bit tired, and it's quite fine to put one hand behind your head. Just let your neck muscles relax more and just keep pulsing with the one hand. Good job. Hundreds are quite hard if you do them correctly. Next exercise, you're going to be in that same position, lying on your back. Lift through your pelvic floor, draw in your abdominals, and we're going to prepare bringing one leg to tabletop and placing it down. You might like to rest your hands on your tummy and feel that you're keeping your abdominals flat as you're working one leg up, other leg up. Now if you can, bring one leg up, keep your abdominals drawn in, and bring your second leg up to tabletop. Make sure nothing pops out here. One leg down, other leg down. This is the second level of this exercise. It's called preparation for heel tap. You might like to swap which leg goes up first. If when you're trying to lift your second leg up, you find that your tummy muscles pop out, it'll look like this. you can see that my tummy muscles are pushing out. If that happens to you, rest your hand on top of your knee, keep drawing in your tummy, and bring that second leg up. You might find that after a few weeks of practicing with your hand resting on your knee, that you'll be able to do it without that extra help. Try with the other side as well. So pelvic floor on, tummy on, one leg up. Hold your knee, feel for what your tummy's doing, and maybe you'll be able to keep it flat. Now when you have mastered that, and you can do it quite easily, keeping your pelvic floor and tummy on and keeping breathing, let's progress it to the full heel taps exercise. You keep both legs up and then tap one heel down. It's easier if you tap your heel close to your bottom, keeping that drawing in. If your tummy fatigues and it's now pushing out, go back to the last exercise. There's no point practicing the wrong thing. You've got to build that brain to body connection, practicing the right thing. Let's try now tapping further out. Only go to that if you are finding it easy. But if you were, you can tap that heel further out. You can even stretch your leg all the way out. Tap it to the ground, but only come to those harder exercises if you're finding those first levels easier. I'm really hoping that some of you are right back just doing these single leg lifts and concentrating on getting it right. You will improve. Everybody does. There's no point going to the harder exercises if you haven't mastered the early levels. You might be doing those single legs. You might be doing preparation for heel tap. You might be doing preparation for heel tap with your hands on your knee. These are all great exercises. What's important is that you're working your pelvic floor and deep abdominals at the right level for you, not just pushing onto the harder exercises because you feel you should. Fantastic work. That's a lot of tummy work we've done in a row there. You've done beautifully. This next exercise uses our side tummy muscles, our obliques a bit more. Rest your arms out to the side, and you're now going to slowly bring your knees to the side till they come down to the floor. Bring them up and over to the other side. Your shoulders will stay on the floor, but your hip will lift. Keep drawing in your deep abdominals and do this slowly. It should be a nice stretch on your lower back, but also strength, a strong exercise through your obliques. From one side to the other. Good job. Now there are certainly some ways to make this harder. As I always say, remember, please don't rush up through the harder exercises if you're not ready for them. So this next level, you have to be able to do the previous exercise with 2 legs to tabletop with no helping. So if you can do this one and keep your tummy flat and you didn't need to hold your knee, you're welcome to try this next one. So we do a good preparation of 2 legs to tabletop, keeping our tummy flat, and now we go into the rotations. If you're not ready for this level yet, don't worry, just keep your feet on the ground. You're still doing an awesome exercise. Over to the side. Now I find this quite hard for me to get my legs all the way to the ground, so I'm just going to go halfway. Just a 45-degree twist in each direction. I'll give it a go, see if I can get all the way down. Oh, pretty tricky. And I've got to use my arms a lot to get my legs to come up. So I think just a 45-degree twist in each direction is probably better for me today. You'll find that you have different levels of strength on different days. That's fine. I've got my head turned so I can keep talking to you, but much better for the exercise if you keep your head facing the ceiling. So once you've looked at your screen, figured out what the exercise is, bring your head back up to looking at the ceiling. Make sure your neck is relaxed, and you should be feeling a lovely burn through your side tummy muscles or your obliques. If you're really looking for more challenge, you're still finding this a little easy, you've done my classes for a long time and confident that your tummy's doing everything perfectly in that exercise, you can do this with your legs straight. Now for me, I'm probably only taking my legs about 30 degrees side to side now. I want to do it with good technique rather than pushing further than I can control. Wonderful. We've got just 2 exercises to go with our workout. Rolling over onto your tummy now. This one's called swimming. There's a few variations of it. First of all, I'm going to show you the arm version. So you've got your body stretched out. You're looking down at the mat with your nose just off the floor. You're going to lift one arm up and then the other. One arm, then the other. This will be the easiest way to do this exercise. Ready for something a little harder? Bring both arms off the floor and lifting, alternating one arms up. My hands are not touching the floor at all now. I can do this exercise with my legs instead. So I'm going to lift one leg, then the other. One leg, then the other. Each leg is resting on the ground in between its lift. And when I'm ready for something a little harder, I'm going to lift both legs up and come into a flutter kick. Now you can see why it's called swimming. Makes a bit more sense once we get the legs into it. If you're enjoying how this exercise feels on your body and on your back, and you're ready for more challenge with it, you can keep your tummy muscles on. We can do the arms and the legs at the same time. It goes like this. Make sure you keep breathing. It's an easy one to want to hold your breath on. Breathing in and out. In and out. As you get to know this video, choose the level that's right for you and spend that whole time doing the right level for your body. One exercise to go. It's another one lying on your tummy. You're going to bend one leg. Lift your thigh off the mat with your knee still bent. Stretch your leg out and then put it down. Bend, lift, stretch, lower. Bend, lift, stretch, lower. If you want to copy what my foot is doing, you can, but you don't have to. That's not important. Bend, lift, stretch, lower. I'm doing sequences just on one leg. My tummy muscles are still drawn in, even though my tummy is on the mat. And now I'm going to switch to my other leg. Bend, lift, stretch, and lower. Bend, lift, stretch, and lower. Fantastic. Let's do 2 more on this leg. Fabulous. That workout was a sequence of 9 exercises, but there were some variations within them. If you want a short workout today, I would suggest that you've just done the warm-up through once and do those exercises through once. But if you are looking for a longer workout, this class is designed that you can repeat each section. So if you're looking for more like an hour of exercise, then I suggest that you do that warm-up through all the way twice, and then the workout series down on the mat, that you do that through 2 or 3 times. I hope that you've enjoyed that. We're going to move on to the stretches now. So let's stretch. Starting in kneeling, we're going to go into a child pose stretch. Walking your hands forward. And let yourself have a nice stretch out through your shoulders. Different people will find child pose more comfortable in different ways. Some people like to do it with their bottom quite high in the air, and others prefer to have their bottom down on their heels. It changes slightly where you feel the stretch in your back, so do what's comfortable for you. If you are more comfortable having your knees apart, certainly if you're pregnant that will be more comfortable, do it that way. And just really breathe into that position. Come up onto your knees and pulling your foot up to your bottom for a quadricep stretch. Changing legs. Now we're going to stretch out through our hip flexors or iliopsoas. Bring one foot forward. Before you do anything else, I want you to tuck your tail under. So your tail here, tuck it under that way. You should already be starting to feel a stretch in the front of your hip here. And then if you need a little bit more stretch, lunge it forwards. If you really like to crank this stretch up, that leg that's at the back, take that arm over the top and lean away from it. That's what it looks like from the front. Let's do that on the other leg. Lunge it forward. Tuck tail under first, of course, then lunge forward, and optional, adding in that arm over the top. Come down to sitting on your mat. One foot on the floor, lift up your other leg, put your ankle on your knee, and let this knee just gently push out to the side. You're getting a stretch into the center of your bottom cheek on this side. You can vary that stretch by bringing this foot on the floor closer in or further out, pulling this knee up or pushing it out. Just make it feel right for you, what you like for your hip. Let's change legs. Feeling that stretch into your glutes. A hamstring stretch now. Stretch one leg out, let the other one just gently rest to the side and leaning forwards. We're all very different with our hamstring length. Some of you will have enough stretch by just hanging on your knee. Some will like to hang onto your ankle. Others of you will like to lie down all the way along your leg. Just do what feels comfortable for you for a hamstring stretch. Let's change legs. Remember, hands on the knee or the ankle, or lie down over your leg as feels nice. Sitting up, legs crossed, cross your hands over, hang onto your knees, and then imagine someone has grabbed hold of your upper back and is pulling it backwards. So you'll get a stretch between your shoulder blades. Your head goes slightly forwards. Relax, cross your arms the other way, and repeat. We've got just 4 exercises to go now, and these are standing stretches. Our 4 standing stretches. First of all, our calf. Hands against the wall. Make sure your toes are pointing straight forward, not out to the side. And you're going to bend your back knee. This stretches your soleus or the deeper calf muscle. Keep that same leg at the back. Now stretch your knee. You can push against the wall if you want to, getting a nice stretch up through your calf. Let's change feet. Soleus with the knee bent. And now this one's gastroc. Earlier in the class we did a bit of work for our chest and shoulders, so we wanted to stretch our pecs now. Put your forearm against the wall, turn away from it, and you'll feel a beautiful stretch through your chest and shoulder. Other side. And finishing with a really lovely stretch for our lats, our intercostal muscles, and our quadratus lumborum. It's a little bit of a tricky one, but just work with me and you'll find a great stretch. So you're going to stand sideways to the wall. You're going to bring this arm up and over the top of you. Turn the foot that's closer to the wall into the wall, and then I want you to push your hips outwards, push your ribs outwards, and take a deep breath into this part of your ribs here. You should feel a great stretch all the way through there. If you're not feeling it, tuck your tail under a bit more. And deep breaths. On the other side, this foot's towards the wall, this arm comes up and over the top. Push away from the wall, tuck your tail under, focus on feeling the stretch through here and big breaths into here. hope you've enjoyed this class. I've certainly enjoyed the exercise myself. It's so great to be able to exercise at home without any special equipment. Well done for taking some time to look up